Hello, I think we're live now. Welcome, you 12,000 incredible gentlemen. It's my pleasure to have you on here. Tonight, we're going to be going over the exact two-step process that I use, which fixes low energy every single time. Now, how can I be so confident that this process is so good? Well, because I've used it on myself and I've used it on thousands of other dudes. And it's just so logical and so easy and so simple. I think you're going to really like it. So this is going to be for you. If number one, you find that you wake up in the morning and you don't have the energy that you would like to. Number two, if you feel like your brain function isn't where it wants to be. Number three, you feel like you've tried everything to try and fix your low energy and it just doesn't work. And it's just that no matter what, you always feel like you haven't slept enough. You could sleep. My hair's looking really fucked up tonight, isn't it? This is baby hair. This is what happens when you have a baby. By the way, for those of you who don't know, my beautiful daughter Layla, she was just recently born, and the most incredible part of my life. It's the best thing ever. And I'm so fucking grateful that I have this energy process because, well, you know what it's like when you have a baby. It's not always easy, and you're up a lot. You don't get a whole heap of sleep, but this process that I'm going to teach you about tonight, it's been an absolute game changer for me to use because it just kept my energy levels up really peaking high. It's super nice. Now, if we go back to it, this is going to be really helpful for you. If you ever feel sluggish or lethargic, maybe it gets to 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. in the day, and you just feel tired. You just feel lethargic. You just feel exhausted. If that is you, this is going to be a game changer. If you want more energy for your kids, that's like my biggest one by far. You want more energy for your kids, for your family. You find like when you get home from work, you just bugger, you want to sit on the couch and veg out, you don't have energy to go to the gym, you're getting out of shape and all that sort of stuff. This is going to be an absolute game changer for you. Now, if you're watching this live, please comment live down in the comment sections below, comment live, or if you're watching this as a replay, comment replay, okay? Now, very first, I want to just go through and dispel a couple of myths and save you guys a hell of a lot of time, effort, and money, right? Which is going to be absolutely wasted because there is so much bullshit out there when it comes to low energy. The majority of the population, the majority of men in the world suffer from low energy in some way, shape, or form. So naturally, a whole heap of very savvy marketers come on and jump on the bandwagon and try and sell you a whole heap of shit. Here's the first thing that you shouldn't do if you have low energy. Coffee, caffeine. A lot of people use coffee and caffeine as a crutch. They use it as a crutch in order to get by. Don't do it. It's terrible. Why? Because it's giving you false energy, or what I call false energy. It is giving you energy through creating stress within your body. Whenever we are stressed, have you ever been really anxious or jittery before and you can't stop and you can't sleep because you're really worried about something which is on your mind and it's just going a million miles an hour and you can feel that energy surging through your veins? That is what caffeine creates within you. Coffee, pre-workouts, mother, all that sort of stuff. Fuck it off. Get rid of all of that stuff. The second thing, intermittent fasting. A lot of people, they think that, oh wow, intermittent fasting is great. I love this stuff. It's absolutely brilliant. Game changer for me. Like, I feel so much more energetic on it. Well, here's why you feel energetic. Because you're shifting yourself into that stress state again, exactly the same as caffeine, exactly the same as coffee. What I notice with a lot of people, particularly guys who are very stressed out, and that's what I deal with. I deal with a lot of dudes who are stressed out, who are very high performers. You know, we've got guys like Benny Slaw, who's crushing work. He's got a really good business. Kevin Timms, Marcus Norton, all these guys who have really good businesses. Guys who are like doing really well in their career as well. James Sice, for example. Like guys like that who have a lot on their plate, they've got a lot to deal with, and they're already, quite stressed because they've got pressure, they've got shit to do. I mean, that's how life goes, right? The higher up the food chain you go, the more that falls on your shoulders, the more weight you have to look after. Adam Nash is another example of that. When I'm working with these guys, they cannot afford to have more stress put into their life because it just breaks them. The cortisol overwhelms them and it's not healthy for them whatsoever. And that's why intermittent fasting is a no-go, because it's going to shift you into that same state. And the final one, I mean, you guys already probably knew this one, but drugs. A lot of people just use the nose beers, use meth, use pingers, like all that sort of stuff. Loads of dudes I know use this just to get by, and they use drugs to put themselves into an artificial state where they can actually perform, and it's not good. Now, if you tick any of those boxes and you don't want to, we have further training on this, and what I want you to do is just down below comment more info if you want me. I'll just send you it across to you, okay? It's a really simple, easy concept that you can go over, and it's going to save you from making these mistakes, right? So just comment more training if you want access to that and I'll hook you up, right? Now, if we come back to it, the simple 2-step process, which is going to fix all this, right? And it's very, very simple and it's very, very easy. But if you do this correctly, every single time you're going to get results. I guarantee it, right? 100% guarantee it. Now, step number 1, the very first thing is you need to isolate the real problem. I know, shock, horror, isolate the real problem and fix it. Most people symptom fix. That's what caffeine is. That's what coffee is, what pre-workout is, what drugs is, what intermittent fasting is. They're like, oh, I have low energy, therefore I'm going to do something which is known to boost my energy. That's not it. Look at, I have low energy. Why? Why do I have low energy? See, there are loads of different functions within the body which regulate our energy levels. One of the key functions here is the relationship between adenosine and dopamine. Now, don't worry too much about those names, right? But there are 2 key neurotransmitters, brain chemicals within our nervous system, which regulate our energy levels. And if we have if we have an imbalance between those 2 neurotransmitters, these 2 brain chemicals, if they're not working in harmony, we're not going to do terribly well and we're going to start feeling tired. And so what we need to look at is, why is it that we have insufficient levels of these? Now, the key one I'm going to focus on here is called dopamine. If we don't have enough dopamine, or dopamine can't do its job within our nervous system, within our brain, we're not going to feel energetic. And it's been proven over and over and over again in thousands of different studies of how important dopamine is for energy levels, for motivation, for feeling good, okay? And what we need to acknowledge here is that if there is a process, if there is something which is going wrong within us, which is causing our dopamine levels to be lower, then we're not going to be motivated. We're not going to be energetic. We're not going to feel good. We're not going to have good brain function. Nothing is going to work the way that it should be. All right. So the first thing we need to do is we need to look at, well, what is the real issue? Because if you have a dopamine issue, for example, and you're trying to solve it by jacking your body up with more adrenaline, well, it's not going to work. You're going to get this false, fake energy. If it's a dopamine issue, fix it by providing your body with more dopamine. Does that make sense? We need to use the right tool for the job. What a lot of guys are doing with using caffeine, with using stimulants, with using intermittent fasting, all this sort of shit, what they're doing is they're using a hammer to screw in a nail, to screw in a screw, right? Get a fucking screwdriver, get a drill, right? You need to have the right tool for the job. Don't just bash everything with a hammer. That's what these guys are doing. It's like that shitty apprentice on the job site. All he can use is a fucking hammer, so he just bashes everything, right? Whether it's glass, whether it's wood, whether it's steel, whether it's a nail, whether it's a screw, everything just gets hammered. And that's what these guys are doing. Whenever we're using the inappropriate tool to fix the problem, of course it's going to go to shit. And that's why you're not going to get results. In fact, that's why most people end up worse for using all this stuff and for trying all these different things. Does that make sense? That's why most people end up having lower and lower and lower and lower levels of energy over time. Cool? The next thing after that, once we've diagnosed it, once we've understood what the problem is, we need to go through and we need to make sure that we understand the most appropriate, most effective way to go and solve it. Shock, horror, I know, it's crazy, right? What a lot of people will do is they'll go and they'll look at these really fucking fantastic solutions, these really difficult, complicated solutions. Here's the thing, right? Every single time you have an energy problem, it's going to come back to something within the nervous system. Why? Because the nervous system regulates our energy. Therefore, we need to use the simplest, most basic solutions to do this that you can do day in, day out, every single day for the rest of your life. See, a lot of people, I use fat loss as an example here. A lot of people want to lose fat and they want to lose weight really, really quickly. They want to lose it fast and they want to lose it forever. And what they do is they'll go on this really, really rigorous, hard diet and they'll train a shitload and they'll lose all the weight. And then what happens? Piles back on. Because they've been on this really, really hard diet, rigorous training that they can't keep up forever. What the fuck is the point of losing fat for a day? Do you want to lose fat for 1, 2, 3 days? Fuck that. No, you want to be shredded for the rest of your life. So we need to act appropriately. The same thing goes for energy levels. If you want to fix your energy levels, you need to make sure that you're using a method which is going to solve that problem every single day for the rest of your life. There's no point half-assing it. So what we do is we come up with a very, very simple, reliable plan which is going to fix those energy levels permanently that you're going to be able to maintain forever. So I'm going to go through and give you detail on exactly how this is going to be. Now, for 99% of you guys, this is what the problem is going to be every single time. Number one, your nervous system is fried. Because your nervous system is fried, you do not sleep as deeply as what you should. Your deep sleep is not good enough. Your REM sleep is not good enough. And the cyclical nature of your sleep is out of whack, right? That's going to be the majority of you guys. The reason for your low energy is going to be because you have insufficient sleep. What most people then do is they go and take caffeine. They go and take stimulants. They go and do intermittent fasting, which jacks up their adrenaline. Remember, they do not have an adrenaline problem. They have a dopamine and a GABA problem, two other neurotransmitters. And then what happens from here is with this adrenaline problem, we keep pushing more and more adrenaline out. And guess what adrenaline does to sleep? Makes it worse. So we sleep poorer again, and then we recover less, and then we wake up feeling tired the next day. So we need more coffee, more stimulants, more pre-workout, and then the cycle just continues repeating over and over and over again. For the majority of you guys, if you want to optimize your energy levels, you need to improve your sleep. It is simple as that. And you don't need to sleep 10, 12 hours a night. I sure as hell, I got a newborn. I can't sleep 10 or 12 hours a night, but I sleep really freaking well. Every single second that I'm asleep, every single second that I'm in bed is efficient, deep, dark sleep. That's what it needs to be. If you want to be most effective, if you want to be able to have the peaking levels of energy, you need to nail your sleep. We all know sleep's important. I'm not here to pontificate and tell you how important sleep is and why we need sleep so much. You already know that, right? Everybody knows that sleep's important. Only an idiot would say that sleep is not important, right? And some people do try and say that, but they're fucking wrong, and we all know that. Sleep's important. We need to learn how to sleep better, because let's be honest, you're not going to be in bed for 10, 12 hours a night. This is not going to happen. Life goes on. Shit happens. We've got stuff to do. We need to make sure that we're sleeping as effectively as possible. So how can we sleep more effectively? Well, this is where we look at number one, optimizing our blue light exposure and our light exposure in general. Number two, optimizing melatonin levels. Number three, optimizing our sympathetic to parasympathetic nervous system. In fact, that's the biggest one out of the whole lot. If you can optimize your sympathetic to parasympathetic nervous system, you will sleep like a baby, just like I do. I've got a newborn, right? She wakes us up multiple times a night because she's got to feed, she's got to eat. And I love my little girl. I love my girl more than sleep, right? That's how much I love her. And I love sleep. We need to be able to get up and we need to be able to do stuff throughout the night. And I'm going to have interrupted sleep, but that sleep that I do get, I make sure that it is absolutely perfect because I always optimize my nervous system. Now, if you want to learn more about how you can optimize your nervous system to get better sleep, to get better energy, and you don't need to use any supplements, pills, potions, crazy diets, any bullshit like that, just comment more info, right? Simple as that. Comment more info down below. I'll give you the full training, give you access to absolutely everything that you need, because I think it's going to be an absolute game changer, okay? On that note, guys, I'm going to run off. I'm going to go feed my lovely little lady, feed my daughter, and also my beautiful wife too. But if you need anything at all, if you want more help with this, just comment more info. I'll hook you up and make sure that you have everything that you need. Just comment more info down below. Speak to you soon, guys.